like to join us, we always welcome new members. We do not audition. You just show up with an instrument and join in the fun. Some people, it's been quite a while since they played. Probably in this group, I think the longest is probably 20 years, and you got back into it. Yeah, Cindy's shaking her head there. Spent decades away from the instrument, came back, and we welcomed her with open arms, and now she's one of our best players.
You and I were talking a little bit earlier. There's so much talent in the Florida Keys. It's just unbelievable. We'd have to do this for 3 weeks straight to get all the talent in the Florida Keys. But what a great way to showcase the talent here in the Keys.
One phenomenal act after another. It's amazing to live here and play with these people all the time. It's wonderful.
You guys you're new to the Keys, is that correct?
We are here on during the winter time. So this is like our third winter down here.
Very cool. And yeah, it's winter today, sort of, for us anyway.
You gotta watch a current or it'll fool you. Bear Honda's off the west side. Almost done with this all night ride. 7 miles further.
Well, 7 Miles is a song that Corey and I wrote together. It's basically just a drive across the 7 Mile Bridge, and when he gets to the other side, there's his girl, and Corey helped me write that song. I had the idea for a long time, and he'll probably end up putting on one of his albums at some point.
You won an award for Male Vocalist of the Year, correct?
Yeah, the TRMA, I was fortunate enough to win Male Vocalist of the Year this year, and that was a huge honor. And we had Paul Overstreet there and some huge competition, so it was a lot of fun.
Oh, it's not that easy, the way life has been. We've stood it up.
I was under contract with Warner Brothers Records, and I got drafted out of that. It turned out to be a good thing, though. But, yeah, everybody was there. Phil Oakes, Tom Paxson, Bob Dylan, Freddie Neal, Mike Seeger, Pete Seeger, everybody was there. And that kind of set my mood for music, because I was in a corporate band, and we did all the same songs, 23 songs, every single show, 7 shows a week. Same order, and I hated it. When I got drafted, that was my out. I was probably crazy. I could have gone to Canada. Warner Brothers was going to send me to Canada for a while until it blew over. And then I said, no, I can't do that. I'm going to answer the call. But I was free at last, in a way, and that's why I'm kind of loose goose, I'm not much of a musician, but I like to have fun doing it, so.
All basically custom-built instruments you guys have.
Yes, we do. Dan built his bass. It's a homemade bass. It's huge. It gets its picture taken more than we do. And Tony and I both have Dean Nicholas made custom-made guitar and dobro. So, yeah, it's fabulous.
Dean Nicholas is a treasure here in the Keys, huh?
He is. He's a luthier in Big Pine that makes fabulous guitars, and he also works on about every musician in the Keys guitar when it goes bad. So yes, he's wonderful.
He's great. I think I know why the bass gets more pictures than you guys, because the prettiest member of the band plays the bass quite often. Penny, how do you put up with these guys?
It's not easy. Definitely not easy.
Well, you did some great job plucking on the bass.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
I'm gonna get fired if I don't get some sleep. My long lost buddy said I'm getting kinda deep, but I like it, I love it, I want some more of it.
You guys have played together for a while now, huh?
Oh, ever since the 90s, I think. Haven't we? Off and on.
Pretty much just
Yes.
jam sessions, that type of thing. We never really rehearsed a whole lot, but we just kind of had a lot of the same interests and stuff, and so it just clicked.
Since the 90s, can you believe 1990 was 30 years ago?
No. Tell me it's not so.
Crazy stuff. Well, thank you all so much. I hope maybe we can have you back next year to do the same thing. What do you think of the venue?
It's wonderful. It's all our friends picking and grinning. It's great. I've been here for so long.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Great venue. Yeah, all these great musicians and showing off their original music and stuff. I mean, it's just a great venue for everybody.
There's too much confusion. I can't get no relief.
Well, so you guys are typically playing together up there in the Great White North, up in Key Largo, correct?
Yeah. We started because of the OV Jam Night.
Right. And explain to me how the birth of the band happened.
Well, started the Jam Night, and then some high-end musicians started coming around and hanging out, and we kind of needed to start paying them and hiring them so that other guys could play with them. So that became, after a while, it was like, yeah, and the usual suspects will be there. And now it kind of morphed into more of a concept in a band.
Ricky Rail, how long have you been playing guitar?
Probably about 13, 14 years. I started when I was 11, 27, so that's 16.
15 years. Where are you from?
Here, man, I was born in Key West, Florida during Hurricane Andrew.
Conch, another great Conch guitar player.
I had a blast. Too much fun. Absolutely too much fun with these guys and the hometown crowd. It's wonderful.
I thought it was a fantastic show. How long you been playing the keyboards, man? You've been playing a while, huh?
I'm too tired to do the math, but I'm 63 years old, and I began studying music when I was 5 and a half.
So there you go. Almost 60 years. It's close enough. We'll round up for effect. Christian, when did you start playing guitar?
I was like 13, middle school, 7th grade. So
just a couple years ago.
Yeah. So last week, yeah.
Well, you're fantastic, man. Great player. Had a great time watching you play. What's it like playing with your son?
It's the greatest thing in the world. The only thing better than being his dad and hanging out together now is hanging out together and playing music together.
I called too many times. You can call me baby. You can call me anytime.
The Lady A band, Lady A and Rick. How you doing, guys?
Absolutely wonderful. This has just been phenomenal this entire weekend. We love it.
You guys have both been here all weekend long. You were here watching some bands. And Rick, what are you playing, 9 bands here?
Something like that, yeah. I lost count.
I think you forged your own spot on the stage. Your shoes are a permanent fixture there.
Right, so is my amp. It's just going to stay there.
That's a great idea. So Lady A and Rick, blues band. Great blues. Not your typical blues necessarily that you hear from other blues bands. Tell me, what got you started in the blues?
Man, I tell you what, back in the day, we were playing rock and roll, and that was the thing to do back then. And then we started to realize where the roots of rock and roll came from, and it came from the blues. And then we started exploring that whole aspect, and that opened up a whole new world for us.
You gotta love it. Only in the Florida Keys. You did some Bach, you did some Vivaldi, you did some Star Wars, and some Metallica. Very, very cool. So you guys are husband and wife, correct?
Right. Oh, yes.
How long have you been married?
Almost 32 years.
Very nice. You put up with a guy for 32 years?
He puts up with me. He carries my cello.
Well, he's your roadie. My girlfriend's a musician. I get it. So, and you guys, where are you from originally?
I'm originally from New York City, and Jim is from Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, Missouri.
I loved it, brother. Yeah, man, that's what we do. You know, bring a little love, bring some harmony, some balance. You know, enjoy love, man, and put the music in the people and people in the music. And it was great.
That's it, man. And you guys do it as well, if not better than anybody else I've ever seen. What'd you think of the venue itself?
I think it's beautiful, man. I love this place. I really do, man.
Everybody was good. I really am appreciative that I got a chance to be here. Thank you so much, Ben.
We appreciate you being here. Walter Yarrow, man, tearing it up like always, man. I've seen you play blues, rock and roll, reggae. What's your favorite?
I hate to say it, Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, Cream. I'm a classic rock boy. I grew up in the 60s, you know. I started playing in 62, so.
Is there anybody sweeter than Messiah?
No, I don't think so.
Nobody sweeter.
Except his wife.
Yeah, except for, that's true. He is absolutely one of the kindest souls I've ever known, and an incredibly talented singer, songwriter, musician, all-around guy. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, my brother, man.